Hello everyone, this is our next video of Fortinet NSE 4 series, and today video we are going to perform a demonstration of policy creation process. We'll understand step by step how we will create a policy on the FortiGate firewall. So let's start that. So to creating a policies, we need to click on the policy and objects and firewall policy. And now here we have options to create a new policy. Created. Here we have to define the name that let's say test policy. I will say test policy and incoming interface. So let's say if this I can take this level as an example. So in case of traffic is coming from port 2 and going towards the port 3, then incoming interface will be the port 2. So we'll take this as a port 2, which known as the incoming interface, and second is the outgoing interface. So let's say traffic is coming from port 2 and going from port 3, then port 3 will become the outgoing interface. And what about the source? Source is the actual source address which is coming from the port 2. So let's take as a this is the objects that 192.168.1.0. So 1.0 subnet will be coming from port 2 going towards the port 3, and destination we can select the whatever required. Let's say I select as a all, or we can select as a LAN range. So this is the objects I am selecting from, so we can select from the objects. Second is the internet services. So FortiGate offers the internet based destination also, so we can select the internet based destination also. Let's I say Microsoft. So if your destination is the Office 365, we can select the Office 365 also, and we can select the Outlook, we can select the Skype, Teams. So these are the internet service, and in the many organizations they are using destination as a internet service in the case of in the defining these objects. So this rule is related to the Office 365. If you are running the Trend Micro antivirus, then we can select the Trend Micro and Trend Micro NTP, and the Microsoft Azure if it's required we can select. So this is the internet service based rule. Here port 2 is showing as the incoming interface, port 3 as the outgoing interface, source is the LAN, and destination is the Microsoft. Accept means the traffic is going to be allowed, and schedule means that by default it is always. If required, we can define the schedule also. Let's say 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. we can schedule the policy also. So this is also an option here. So we discussed the inspection mode already. I will create a separate video for NAT, and these three things related to the NAT only. And from here we have to select the security profile. So antivirus, web filter, DNS filter, application control, IPS, and file filter. So whatever filter required with the default or monitor, or we can select from here with the file filter. And here we have options to log allowed traffic. Security events means that if anything blocked by the web filter, antivirus filter, that is known as the security events. All session means that if it's allowed, then that session will be recorded. If it's a block, that will also record. Generator logs when session start. It is not recommended that. If want, we can enable the capture also. So an enable policy means the enabling the policy, and write the comments means if you want to mention that change number and that kind of information, it will be, we can mention it. So this is the first way to create a policy. on the Fortinet firewall. So in this section, I have taken as a destination as a internet service. So in the second policy, what I will do as a test2, and this will be become the addresses basis. There I will select as a address. So instead of the internet service, I will select as a address port 2 to port 3. Source will be, let's say, the LAN, and destination will be the, I would say, all, or yeah, all will be also fine. And services means the port number which need to be allowed. So let's say all, and need to select the security profiles what needs to be allowed, and all, and okay. So this is the second way of creating a policy, where I have defined the objects. This was the internet based, and this was the object. Now there are the another way also. Instead of defining the outgoing interface, we can take this one as a zone. What I will do, I will create a zone, and let's say WAN zone. So in the case of WAN zone, I will take two interfaces and I create. So basically 1 or 4 will be participated on one WAN zone, and now I can create policy based on the WAN zone. So it will apply it at zone level. So earlier it was the interface level. Now we have option to select the WAN zone. So traffic will be coming from port 2 and going port 1 and port 4. It will be allowed, and this thing will be also applicable. Now this is the another way of creating a policy from port 2 to WAN zone. So let's say if you have a 2 or 3 ISP, means that internet provider, you can create a one zone and assigning both ISP in a one zone and create a policy like this way. So this was the also another way of creating a policy. So here we have two options. First one is the interface pair view. So if it is enabled by default, so interface pair means that port 2 to port 3. So this is showing the direction of the policy. So port 2 means the incoming and port 3 is the outgoing. So this is the direction, same as the port 2 to WAN zone, and implicit deny, it is always there. Second is the by sequence. So who policy will be learn first. So we understand that policy order is like for top to bottom approach. So first test policy will be evaluated, second the text to address will be evaluated, and then implicit deny will be evaluated. So earlier it was showing as the interface pair view, now it is the showing as a sequence view. So this is the method of representation on it. Now this is the policy lookup. So let's say you have a 1000 policy on your FortiGate. So you can generate a virtual traffic to identify that which traffic is using what policy. Let's say if I say incoming interface, we have the port 2, and let's say if I take as a 192, what is our LAN zone? 1 zone, right? So port 2 is our incoming, and protocol number, IP protocols, let me take as a 6, 192.168, 1.10, and let me take as a source IP, port incoming as a port number, and here I will say 192.168.1.10, and let's say 8.8.8, which policy will hit. So what is saying that policy lookup match failed. Port 2 to the destination port 1 is determined as a 192.168.10. So it indicates that the if I perform this action, it will generate a virtual traffic, and after generation the virtual traffic, it will give the result which policy is showing and what will be the direction. So in my case, this I am on using this FortiGate, which is not correct connecting to anywhere. That is the reason I'm not getting any response only. So this FortiGate is not connected to any kind of setup. So it was externally connected with the management interface to demonstrate the policies. So anything we want to search, we can search here. Let's say 1.0 or kind of search we can search here. 1.10 or something. So it will show that it is highlighted as matched section. So if we want to edit it, we can edit it using this edit button. And there are some other options also there. If you want to disable the policy, we can disable it. Filter, we can apply the filter. Copy, we can copy this policy, and insert, if we want to insert below, we can insert it. And show matching logs, if I select, then it will directly go to that traffic log, and it will say that what are the traffic which is currently matching on the particular policy on the log section. So, and this is the edit. Edit means that we are opening the policy, and what are required modification can be made. Edit in CLI. So this policy, it is available on the CLI based. So there is a this commands will be automatically executed. Config firewall policy means that we are monitoring the firewall policy. Edit 2 line 2 is the policy, and show means that what are the current configuration is there. So it is available on the CLI level. So if anything required, we can delete policy means that deleting the policy. So and I will cover this net on the different video. So that's all for this video. So today we have learned the policy configuration on the Fortinet firewall. I hope you enjoy this video. If you enjoy, please hit the like button and subscribe the Firewall Expert for this kind of video. Thanks for watching.